track storms to alert you first. This is KIMT Storm Team 3, weather coverage you can count on.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It is Monday morning, and we're starting things off on the foggy note. And honestly, it's not too bad. Things have been starting to lift a little bit here as we've come through the morning hours, but you can definitely see evidence of the fog over Rochester. What's even cooler is you can see that the sky above it is on the clearer side. That is why we're seeing this fog. Now things have improved, as I mentioned, especially in Rochester. We're sitting at about 3 miles of visibility. It's not ideal. Normally we want to see perfect 10s on this map, but most of us are definitely below that. Albert Lee Dodge Center sitting at under 2 miles of visibility, but all of us at least over 1 mile. Earlier this morning, that just wasn't the case. Now temperatures also a bit of a problem here when it comes to this fog because the temps are low, well below the freezing point. In the case of Mason City, currently sitting at 8 degrees, 15 in Rochester, several 12s on the board, Austin, Albert Lee, Owatonna. This makes the fog a possibility of freezing. That fog is moisture after all, which means we could find some slick spots randomly on roadways as well as on the sidewalks. Something to keep in mind. It will take some time for us to finally start to warm up, but warm up we shall. By 9 a.m. we're already above the 20-degree mark. This is where our temperatures normally are for January. High temperatures, that is. But we're going to just keep climbing as the day goes on, ultimately getting a couple degrees above the freezing point. Love to see it. 34. That again is above the average with the winds staying fairly calm, making for a pretty pleasant Monday. Now satellite and radar here trying to pick up on a little bit of fog. Of course, we're seeing it pretty much across the area. It's just not as thick as it was earlier this morning with some clearer skies on top of it. Zooming things out, and a lot of us are on the clearer side, which is why a lot of us are seeing some of that radiation fog. A little to the west, though, some clouds will be on their way, partly cloudy to mostly sunny throughout. Now, Sky Tracker 3 shows a different story. This is all of the fog that we're picking up. And yes, it does look to stick around with us for several hours here as we get through the morning commute. But eventually it does start to lift, even with it starting to pick up a little bit of moisture. Not expecting any of that to fall. In fact, we'll be staying pretty dry here for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. There are some small chances here or there that we could get a mix into it, but generally not a bad looking 7-day forecast. I'm excited to share it here on the 7-day. We do see that temperatures will remain above the average, perhaps cooling down just a little bit on Friday, 23 degrees there, but we will have days that are cloudy, days that feature a little more sunshine. But again, we do have those small chances that we could see a flake or two kind of mixed in there. Generally though, Annalise, I'm excited about it.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Barely a week after Brazil's leftist